Hi, kids. Welcome to Teacher Jean's e-classroom. And today, we will focus on Health 6, Quarter 1, Week 1, which has something to do about personal health issues and concerns. Are you ready? What do you usually do in the morning when you wake up? Do you say your morning prayer to thank God for giving you another beautiful day? What activities do you do to keep your mind and body healthy? Do you meditate, exercise with some weights, run and jog, drive your bike, or dance? Well, whatever you choose to do early in the morning, that is very, very important because our mornings will determine mostly what happens in our day. And exercise is very important to keep our muscles moving and our blood circulating. It also comes to mind, which is very important now that we are in the midst of this pandemic. Remember this, kids, health is wealth. Therefore, we should practice a healthy lifestyle and have good health habits. Now, I have here a health checkpoint. I want you to answer it sincerely. Write yes if it is practiced by you, or no if you don't practice it. Are you ready? Number 1. Do you eat a balanced diet? Do you eat enough Go foods, Grow foods, and Glow foods? Number 2. Do you prefer to eat fruits, nuts, fish, vegetables, and drink milk and fresh juices rather than eating chips, French fries, burger, candies, hot dog, and soft drinks? Number 3. Do you use your mobile phone for only less than 3 hours a day? Number 4. Do you take a nap when you're tired and get at least 8 hours of sleep at night? Number 5. Do you prefer to play with friends and family rather than with gadgets like computer and cell phone? 6. Do you drink at least 8 glasses of water a day? If most of your answers in our health checkpoint is yes, then it means you are basically practicing good health habits. The eating and physical activity habits may raise the chances of becoming healthy or not. So it is essential to develop a self management skill for every individual. It helps you to become a responsible person. If you practice good nutrition, proper hygiene, and regular exercise, and enough rest and sleep, you will develop habits which will keep you healthy and fit for many years. How would you describe your physical health this time? Is it excellent, good, fair, or poor? Let's check these personal health issues so that you will be aware if you are not experiencing them or whether or not you are having health issues. So there are 6 categories in this personal health issues. We have height, weight, your ears, eyes, skin and nails, and your teeth. Under health, the different issues there are stunted growth, gigantism, and dwarfism. Under weight, you have overweight, obesity, and underweight. Then, for the ears, we have impacted cerumen, swimmer's ear, otitis media. For the eyes, we have myopia, hyperopia, astigmatism, xerophthalmia, and strabismus. For the skin and nails, we have sunburn, corns, blisters, and dandruff. And for the teeth, we have cavities, halitosis, and gingivitis. Now let's take a closer look at the different health issues that I have mentioned a while ago. Look at the picture here of the boy. He had stunted growth. This stunted growth means it is the lack of a height for a child's age. It is a result of improper nutrition, recurrence of illness, and environmental conditions. It is reduced growth rate in human development and a primary manifestation of malnutrition, or more precisely, undernutrition, and recurrent infections such as diarrhea and helminthiasis, which happens in early childhood and even before birth due to malnutrition during fetal development on a malnourished mother. Next is gigantism. It is a rare condition that causes excessive growth in children when, when children become too tall. This change is most notable in height as well as in girth. It occurs when the pituitary gland secretes too much growth hormone known as somatotropin. And the next one, this is the opposite of gigantism. It is dwarfism. It is a condition where a person's growth is very slow and stops at an early age. The average height of a person with this condition is 4 feet and under. Look at this picture. It shows an illustration or a photograph of two men which are totally opposite. One is the tallest in the world and the other one is the shortest. Now let's move on to issues with regard to the weight. First is being overweight. It is having more body fat than what is optimally healthy. Being overweight is especially common where food supplies are plentiful and lifestyles are sedentary. This happens when you eat too much and you don't move. Like you just want to sit on a couch, watch TV, or just lie in bed and look at your cell phone. So this is what happens. And worse than being overweight is obesity. It is when a person weighs much more than the healthy range of his or her age, gender, and height. Obesity is a medical condition in which excess body fat has accumulated to an extent that it may have a negative effect on health. People are generally considered obese when their body mass index, or BMI, is over 30 kilograms per square meter. The range of 25 to 30 kilograms per square meter is defined as overweight. So being obese is much worse than being overweight. And this one is the opposite of being overweight, being underweight, or being too skinny and bony, where your ribs could be very visible and your bones in the body are visible too, with just your skin covering it. It is a term describing a person whose body is considered too low to be healthy. Now let's move on to issues regarding your ears. First is impacted cerumen. Cerumen, another word for cerumen, is earwax. So when earwax builds up in the ear canal, this can cause temporary hearing loss, which is considered impacted cerumen. Next is swimmer's ear. This is an infection of the ear canal caused by many types of bacteria and fungi. And this is called swimmer's ear because this usually happens when swimmers swim in contaminated water. And this water contains bacteria and other microorganisms that gets inside the ear canal and infects it. Next is the otitis media. It is a group of inflammatory diseases of the middle ear. This is acute otitis media, and the other one is otitis media with effusion. When it's acute otitis, it is an infection of abrupt onset that usually presents with ear pain. In young children, these may result in, pulling at the ear or increased crying and poor sleep. Decreased eating and a fever may also be present. When we talk about otitis media with effusion, this is typically not associated with symptoms. Occasionally, it's a feeling of fullness. It is defined as the presence of non-infectious fluid in the middle ear for more than 3 months. Now let's move on to issues regarding the eyes. First is astigmatism, astig. It causes blurred vision. It occurs when the cornea is irregularly shaped, as you can see in the picture. Sometimes, because of the curvature of the lens inside of the eye, you experience astigmatism. Next issue is myopia or nearsightedness. Nearsightedness or myopia is called refractive error. The eye does not bend or refract light properly to a single focus. That is why you can only see things that are near, just like me. I can clearly see things that are near, but if they are way far from me, I cannot see them without my eyeglasses. So I'm having a hard time looking at billboards or signages which are far from me, or even when there are people that I meet and I don't wear my eyeglasses and they're far from me, I cannot see their faces very clearly. So I barely recognize them. That is why this illness of the eye, in this illness of the eye, you need to have eyeglasses so you could see those items that are far. Because for those things that are near, you can see it without using an eyeglass. This is the opposite of myopia, hyperopia. This is farsightedness, meaning to say you can see things or people from afar, but you cannot see, no. This is hyperopia, meaning to say you can see things, people, and places which are far, but if they are near, you cannot see them. It is also known as long-sightedness, and hyperopia is a condition of the eye in which light is focused behind instead of the retina. This causes close objects to be blurry, while far objects may appear normal. That is why people with hyperopia, what happens is when they read something like a book, they would move their book away from their face so that they could see. And you might be wondering, oh, if you want to read, why are you putting the book away from your face? That is because those people could not see those letters in the book if they are very near their face. But if they move the book away from the face, that's the time that they could see the letters very clearly. Next is xerophthalmia. This is a medical condition in which the eye fails to produce tears. It may be caused by a vitamin A deficiency, which is sometimes used to describe that condition, although there may be other causes. So if you want to cry, you cannot have tears in your eyes. So maybe people will say, it's just drama because there are no tears in your eyes. You're not really sad. Now let's move on to the next eye condition, strabismus. This is also called crossed eyes. This is a condition in which the eyes do not properly align with each other when looking at an object. Usually, this is inborn. Next issues would be on the skin and on the hair. So we have here dandruff. It is a condition of the scalp that causes flakes of the skin to appear, and often it is accompanied by itching. Next is ingrown toenail. Oh my God, this is so painful, especially if you use closed shoes and you have this ingrown toenail. My God, it's so painful. This occurs when the edges or corners of the toenails grow into the skin next to the nail. Next is sunburn. Usually this happens when you expose yourself to too much heat and you don't use a sunblock. It is a form of radiation burn that affects the living tissue such as skin that results from an overexposure to ultraviolet radiation, commonly from the sun. This usually happens with people who are who has lightly colored skins. But for Filipinos who have darker skins, for people who are black, we have some melamine that is protecting our skin, so we don't experience a lot of sunburn unless if we expose ourselves to too much, really too much sun. That happens, but it seldom happens to people who have darker skin. Next are corns. Corns and calluses are thick, hardened layers of skin that develop when your skin tries to protect itself against friction and pressure. They most often develop on the feet and toes or hands and fingers, and corns and calluses can be unsightly. Next are blisters. Blisters are small pocket of the skin fluid. They contain lymph serum, plasma, blood, or pus. Within the upper layers of the skin, typically caused by forceful rubbing, burning, freezing, chemical exposure, or infection. Usually it happens on your foot when you have new shoes and the new shoes is too fitting for your feet. So you get blisters. But later on, when your feet gets, used to that shoes, you will not anymore have blisters. Next are the issues regarding the teeth. Oh my God, look at the picture. These are teeth of children having cavities. Cavities are permanently damaged areas in the hard surface of the teeth that develop into tiny openings or holes. This is what happens when the enamel or the hard covering on your teeth is decayed. This is also called tooth decay or caries. They are caused by a combination of factors, including bacteria in your mouth, frequent snacking, sipping sugary drinks, and not cleaning your teeth well. So the best way to protect ourselves from having cavities is to make sure we brush our teeth every after meal. Next is halitosis. Oh my God, this is very annoying. Halitosis is bad breath, and it is a set of unpleasant or offensive odors that emanates from the mouth. Good enough, everybody's wearing a mask these days. So, like, if somebody would have halitosis, you cannot experience the bad breath of that person you're talking to having halitosis because we are having our face mask. Next is gingivitis. Gingivitis is the inflammation of the gum tissue. Is a non-destructive disease that occurs around the teeth. Usually people having gingivitis, they have very sensitive gums. And if they eat something or like when they eat hot and then cold things, usually their gums would just bleed. You would see, oh my God, what's happening to my gums? There's blood, it's bleeding. Probably you're having gingivitis. So this time I want you to play a game. This is Matchy Matchy. Why is it called Matchy Matchy? Because you're going to match the pictures with the appropriate name of the health issue that is at stake. So number one, you have there girl. Look at the picture. Then number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm giving you a few seconds to answer it. Write your answers on a sheet of paper. So I'm thinking that you already have your pen ready and your paper ready while you're watching this. So time to answer now. I will give you a clue. Number 1, it is an issue on the eyes. 2, it is an issue on the weight. 3, it is an issue on the skin. 4, it has to do with your teeth. 5, it has something to do with your ears. 6, it has to do with your weight. 7, it has to do with the skin. And 8, it has to do with the height. Are you ready for checking? Ready, ready, ready? Okay, then let's check your answers. Let's have number one. What is that? The correct answer for number one is being cross-eyed, or another term for being cross-eyed is what? It's there. Strabismus. So that's the correct answer. When you are cross-eyed, you have strabismus. Now let's go back to number two. What could this picture be? It shows a very thin child. What could he be experiencing? Yes, the correct answer is underweight. Number three, what could this issue be? This is blisters. Number four, that's cavities. And number five, what is that? You might be confused with other ear issues. So I will show you that. It's here. So what's the correct answer? It's otitis media. Next one. Next one is, you see a very, very big boy there with very big tummy. What could that issue be? That's obesity. Number seven, what is it? Oh, very good. That is sunburn. And number eight, that is dwarfism. So again, your answer to number one is strabismus. Number two, underweight. Number three, blisters. Number four, cavities. Number five is otitis media. Number six is obesity. Seven is sunburn. And eight is dwarfism. Now let's move on to another game. It's called What's My Name? You are going to name the personal health issues that is being described in numbers 1 to 10. Are you ready? Oh, by the way, did you count the number of check marks you got in the previous activity? I hope you got perfect. If you got 7 or 8, that means you're doing very good. If you got 5, 6, that's fair. If you got 1, 2, 3, 4, that means you have to redo the activity. Maybe you have to review the video and then answer it again so that you will have a better score. Now let's proceed to our next activity. It's entitled, What's My Name? Let's start with number one. Are you ready? Let's go. Number one. It is a set of unpleasant or offensive odors that emanates from the mouth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Let's move on to number two. It is earwax that builds up in the ear canal, which causes temporary hearing loss. Number three, it is a condition that causes excessive growth in children. This change is most notable in height as well as in girth. Number four, an infection of the ear canal caused by many types of bacteria and fungi. Number 5, it is a medical condition in which the eye fails to produce tear. It may be caused by a vitamin A deficiency. Number 6, inflammation of the gum tissue is a non-destructive disease that occurs around the teeth. Number 7, occurs when the edges or corners of the toenails grow into the skin next to the nail. Number 8, it is having more body fat than what is optimally healthy. Number 9, it causes blurred vision, which occurs when the cornea is irregularly shaped or sometimes because of the curvature of the lens inside the eye. And number 10, it is a condition of the scalp that causes flakes of skin to appear and often accompanied by itching. Are you ready now for the answers? Then let's check your work. Exchange with your seatmate. If you have a seatmate, if you don't, if you're alone, then you can just, do the checking by yourself and be honest. Let's begin. Number 1, it is a set of unpleasant or offensive odors that emanates from the mouth. It is halitosis or bad breath. Number 2, it is earwax that builds up in the ear canal, which causes temporary hearing loss. That is called impacted cerumen. Number 3, it is a rare condition that causes excessive growth in children. This change is most notable in height as well as in girth. Gigantism. Number 4, an infection of the ear canal caused by many types of bacteria and fungi, called the swimmer's ear. Number 5, it's a medical condition in which the eye fails to produce tear. How do you call that? The correct answer is xerophthalmia. Next, number 6, it is inflammation of the gum tissue. Is a non-destructive disease that occurs around the teeth. It's called gingivitis. 7, occurs when the edges or corners of the toenails grow into the skin next to the nail. Correct answer is ingrown toenail. Number 8, it is having more body fat than what is optimally healthy. It is being overweight. Number 9, it causes blurred vision, which occurs when the cornea is irregularly shaped or sometimes because of the curvature of the lens inside the eye. Correct answer is astigmatism. And the last one, a condition of the scalp that causes flakes of skin to appear and often accompanied by itching. The correct answer is dandruff. Okay, kids, I want you to count your number of check marks and we'll see if you did very well. If you are doing very well, that means you will be getting 8, 9, or 10. If you get below that, that means you have to review the video and then answer it again until you mastered the lesson. So, did you pass? Oh, wow. That's amazing. You are doing great. Now, let's move on to our next activity. Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Next activity will be done after you close this video. This is what you're going to do as an assignment. Number one, you're going to measure your height in meters. Be sure you are measuring your height with accuracy. You have to answer it in meters and your weight in kilograms. Then I want you to take a whole body picture of yourself so that I would get to know you better because this is just our first meeting in our health class. Now, I want you to submit your height and weight as well as your whole body picture to our Google Classroom. Kids, before I end this video, I want you to remember this. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. So I hope that you are staying healthy, keep safe, and God bless you. Until our next video, goodbye, kiddos.